Everybody. This is Stephen with Junior Achievement of North Florida with our Lesson 3 part of JA It's My Future. This is for middle school students, part of our Work Readiness program. So students, let's just do a quick recap of what we've learned so far from Lessons 1 and Lesson number 2. In Lesson 1, we learned about how we can create our own brand and how we want to represent ourselves for future employers. In Lesson number 2, we learned about the possible career clusters and career pathways, and which one of those are high growth and also which ones are low growth. But today, this is called career mapping because we will actually create a career map out of our experiences from elementary, middle, high school, and even beyond. So what you'll need for this specific lesson is just computer access and then also my career map, which I'll make sure to provide the instructions on how to access this my career map. You will need a computer though to access it. My very first question for you is if you know what a transferable skill is, what it means, who has them, do we all are capable for developing them? So a transferable skill is skills that are used in one career that can also be used in another, is one that can be transferred from one to another. We are about to play a game called Who Am I? Because we actually get to guess about these three celebrities and how they've learned valuable lessons throughout their entire life, going from elementary all the way to their very successful celebrity careers. So here's how the game is played. So we have 3 rounds, and each round contains 5 clues about a celebrity. Now, the fewer clues that you need to guess about the celebrity, the more points that you actually earn. So if you guess and you are correct about that specific celebrity, after clue number 1, you will earn 25 points. Now, after each clue is read, though, the picture of the celebrity will become more and more clear. After all 5 clues have been read, the celebrity will be revealed and the next round will begin. Remember, there are a total of 3 rounds and there's only 1 celebrity per round. So there's a picture along with a clue for each specific round. And if you guess it on the first clue, that means you get 25 points. If you get it right on the second clue, you get 20 points. If you get it on the third clue, 15 points. Fourth clue, you'll get 10, and then fifth clue, you'll get 5 points. So we have our 3 rounds right here. You can see that they're all blurry and that we'll have to guess them based on the clues and obviously with a picture becoming a little bit more clear with each clue. So we're going to start off with person number 1. Here we go. Let's see if you can get it. So the game is called Who Am I? Here's clue number 1 for person number 1. At age 9, he said to his mother that he would someday be in the Olympics and win gold for his country. This is the very first clue. Who could this be? Now, if you think you know this person, then you would earn 25 points. But if we keep on going, that picture will become a little bit more clear and you'll receive more information on this specific celebrity. So age 9, he said to his mother that he would someday be in the Olympics and win gold for his country. Moving on to clue number 2. It's a little bit more clear now. In middle school, he played basketball, football, and baseball, and he won awards for being the top player in his baseball league. This is for 20 points, a little bit more information, and a little bit more clear on who this person is. Let's move on to clue number 3. For 15 points, clue number 3 says, at 15, he failed to win a spot on the varsity basketball team because he was too short at 5'10". Instead of giving up, he practiced basketball for hours every day. He grew 5 inches over the next year, and he made the team as a junior. So if you want to go ahead and give a guess right now, and if you get it correct at the end, that means that you would earn 15 points. Let's see. Clue number 4. As a senior, he was highly recruited by many colleges. He got a full basketball scholarship to the University of North Carolina, where he excelled in his sport. He scored the winning basket in the NCAA championship game. Clue number 4 is worth 10 points. And here is our final clue for this celebrity. Clue number 5. He went on to win his Olympic gold as a member of the Dream Team. He joined the NBA and was a superstar with the Chicago Bulls, leading them to 6 NBA championships within 8 years. He has also become a successful businessman and represents brands such as Nike and Gatorade. This person is Michael Jordan. He's known as one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Michael Jordan was able to transfer the skills he learned as an athlete, hard work, persistence, and teamwork, into a successful business career after his retirement from professional sports. So students, if you only needed one clue or 25 points to know that's Michael Jordan, you earned 25 points, and so on and so forth with each and every clue. So students, we have a question for you. What did Michael Jordan do early in his life that helped prepare him for success in his future career, even beyond basketball? I mean, we can look at the very first clue. He told his mom that he wanted to win gold for his country, so he set goals at an early age. He did not give up, even if he didn't make the team right away. He didn't give up. He kept on pressing in and getting better. He practiced every single day, and he also played basketball in college. These are important transferable skills: hard work, teamwork, persistence, that he could use for even his successful business career, let alone his successful NBA career. So that was person number 1. We have Michael Jordan taken care of. Now we're going to move on to person number 2. The same rules apply. If you get the clue in the first round, that's 25 points. Clue number 2 is worth 20. Clue 3 is worth 15. Clue 4 is worth 10. And clue 5 is worth 5 points. So let's go ahead and get started with person number 2. All right, clue number 1. At age 9, she became interested in musical theater and joined Berks Youth Theater Academy, where she performed in musicals such as Annie and Bye Bye Birdie. Okay, so that's clue number 1 with a pretty pixelated picture. Let's see what clue number 2 is about. At age 11, she had the opportunity to sing the Star-Spangled Banner at a Philadelphia 76ers game. She decided to submit demo CDs to record labels in Nashville, Tennessee, but was disappointed to receive only rejections. This is for clue number 2. If you think you're ready to guess, this would be worth 20 points if you get it correct. Here we go for clue number 3. At age 12, a computer repairman taught her 3 chords on a guitar, and she was hooked. She would play until her fingers bled. Those 3 chords inspired her to write her very first song, Lucky You. And then for clue number 4, for 10 points, at age 16, she launched her first single, Tim McGraw, followed by her first album named after herself. Within the second month, the album climbed to the number 5 spot on the Billboard 200. The pictures become a lot more clear. We have 1 clue left. Clue number 5 for 5 points. Her second and third albums, Fearless and Speak Now, immediately climbed to the top of the charts. They won her a combined 6 Grammy Awards and earned her numerous accolades, including MTV's Video Music Award, Billboard's Artist of the Year, and Time's 100 Most Influential People. This person is Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift's skills go beyond singing and performing. She writes her own songs and promotes herself on social media. She also has sponsorships with brands like Diet Coke and also CoverGirl. So thinking about Taylor Swift specifically, we have to ask the question, what did Taylor Swift do early in her life that helped prepare her for success in her future career? We know that she joined a theater academy at age 9, at a very young age, to help develop those skills. She performed in musicals. She sang the national anthem at a professional game. She taught herself guitar. And once again, like Michael Jordan, she never gave up. Really solid transferable skills that she was able to build upon and lead to her future career. Now, so we have two people, Michael Jordan and Taylor Swift. And this third person is going to be a little bit more tough. So let's see if you can get it. Here's clue number 1 for 25 points. She grew up surrounded by books and considered herself a classic bookworm, complete with freckles and spectacles. Well, that's a pretty tough clue. And look at that picture. You can barely even tell who that person is. This is worth 25 points, though. Let's move on to clue number 2 for 20 points. She dabbled in fantasy writing at a young age. When she was 6, she wrote a book about a rabbit. And at age 11, she wrote a novel about 7 cursed diamonds and the people who owned them. Okay. So it might be a writer, someone who's really interested in books. This is for clue 2 for 20 points. Let's move on to clue number 3 for 15 points. She got the idea for her first published novel while traveling on a train from Manchester to King's Cross Station in London, England. Over the next 5 years, she planned out a series of books on scraps of paper. This was worth 15 points. The picture's getting a little bit less blurry. Clue number 4 for 10 points. She submitted the first 3 chapters of her book to 12 publishing houses and was rejected by all of them. Finally, a small London publisher accepted her manuscript and paid her $4,000. A year later, Scholastic won the rights to publish the novel in the United States for $105,000. Our final clue: over the course of 10 years, she wrote 7 books about a young wizard and his struggles against evil. Her books have won multiple awards and have become the best-selling book series in history. The 7 books were made into 8 movies and became the second highest-grossing movie series of all time. This person is J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling's life experiences have influenced her writing of the Harry Potter series. She based the character of Hermione Granger on herself when she was 11 years old. Her interests in Greek and Latin are reflected in the names of other characters and magic spells throughout the series. So for J.K. Rowling, the same question: what did she do in her early life that helped prepare her for success in her future career? I mean, she constantly read. She spent 5 years planning out a series of books. She started writing out fantasy stories when she was young. She wrote her first novel at 11. She had a plan, and she kept on writing. Even though she was rejected by all these different publishing houses, she persisted on. So looking at all these 3 people, they have a lot of really good and valuable lessons about these transferable skills that they're able to use throughout their entire life. Now, they all have different types of skills, but one thing they had in common is that they all experienced failures. So what are some experiences that you've even encountered in your life, middle school students, that you think that you could even use later in life? I mean, you could think about when you are learning how to play a sport, or you're trying out for a musical or playing a musical instrument, how it is a struggle at the very beginning, but you're able to persist and eventually get better. Maybe even not making a team, auditioning and not getting a role, even thinking about academics and how it's hard at the very beginning, but even if you fail a test or a quiz, you keep on persisting to become better. So activities that you do now can actually build up your transferable skills, and they can really help you in your career later, whether it be after high school or after college. What you learn today can really help prepare you for your future. And honestly, we learn a lot through failures. Sometimes we learn more through failure than actually through success. So honestly, all these experiences are kind of like points on a map, really like a career map, helping us guide us through this long life that we have and what future careers that we may have. So my questions for you is, what early experiences contributed to each celebrity's success? And then also, which of your experiences will contribute to yours? We could totally learn about how persistence and hard work can easily be these transferable skills. Now, these points on the map, as I mentioned before, it really helps us figure out what we want to do in the future. So my next question for you is, what exactly is a map's purpose? Some might say it helps us plan out routes, it helps us when we are lost, helps us get to a certain destination. Now, my next question is, what would happen if you asked the GPS for directions and the response was, drive north and figure out the rest as you go? That is not a good GPS. You would probably get frustrated, you would get lost, you would definitely probably not arrive at the destination if you're left to your own devices. So it's important to have a map to figure out where we are headed. And it helps us from keep us from getting lost. And really, career maps serve the same purpose. And they provide direction and help us reach the destination that we want. So this next slide is a career map. It's a forensic science technician. It's for this one student who wants to become, in the top right corner, a forensic science technician. At the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see elementary school milestones. Then the next one, middle school milestones, high school milestones, and then post-high school milestones. They actually labeled this career map all leading up to the forensic science technician because this is who they actually wanted and the type of career that they wanted to be. Looking at the very first box, it says, I got a microscope and examine my hair, saliva, and skin cells. At a very young age, they knew they were very interested in science. And then in middle school, you can see how they learned even more about using chemicals, learning more about reactions. In high school, they actually would take chemistry to learn more about science and the substances and organic matter. And then post-high school, they actually plan to get a part-time job while studying about science, all leading up to a potential job and then leading to their career as a forensic science technician. So they labeled each and every step they think that they could take within elementary, middle, high, and even post-high school. So students, this is exactly the purpose of a career map. And you actually are going to create your very own career map. So here are your next steps to receive that career map. You can actually edit yourself. It's a really fun and interactive activity and helps you plan out your future. So here are your steps. Your very first one is to go to www.janfl.org. Now, once you are there, you are able to see a large green bar at the very top. I want you to go ahead and click on Click Here. Once you have clicked on that, it will bring you to a brand new page, and I want you to scroll down just a little bit to Instagram Live Learning. You can then click on View Schedule, move on to Week 7, Work Readiness Middle School, and then you'll be able to click on My Career Map. Once you have this resource, you can actually edit it on your own computer, and you'll start at the very beginning of elementary, working on to the very top. So students, when you're doing this, think about the careers that you researched in lesson 2. You took that career survey and figured out which career cluster that you're in and also which career pathway, and even more specifically, which job that you would have within that career pathway. So think about those careers and pick one of those or even a new one and put it as the destination for your career map. It's going to be at the very top right-hand corner of the career destination on your piece of paper. So when you are filling out this career map, I want you to really think about some things about yourself. And so I'm going to ask you some questions. What sports, clubs, and activities do you enjoy? What do you like to do in your free time? What volunteer work have you done? What do you know a lot about? What awards or honors have you received? What jobs have you done for family, friends, or neighbors? What summer or part-time jobs have you had? Have you earned any certifications or permits? Do you know anyone who works in your destination career? Someone you could talk to about it or even shadow at work? So students, go ahead, put a pause on this video and fill out this career map for yourself. Once you are done, go ahead and click play and we'll wrap up our lesson. Students, welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed your activity doing my career map, and that you chose your career, that you were able to go through the boxes using the experiences that you've had, and also think about what you can do in the future to reach your career destination. Understandably, you are middle school students, so you won't have everything planned or experienced yet, but you will have at least elementary and middle school. But then you can also think about the potential steps you'll take in high school and also post-high school. This all is to help you create a career map. Now, students, no map is a straight line. We know this on a GPS. We know this on a specific map. These paths are not a straight line. We take different twists and turns. We fail at certain things. We succeed. They all go on their certain ways. But it's helpful to know that we're not the only ones who experience hardships, that there are plenty, nearly everybody has experienced some type of setback in their life. It's important to keep on pressing through. And know, students, even in middle school, you can build upon these skills. These are transferable skills. They're skills that are used in one career that can also be used in another. And it's never too early to plan for future success. Students, I've had a lot of fun hanging out with you for lesson number 3, talking about our career mapping. You've done a great job so far through these first 3 lessons, and we have our next one coming up, our last one, lesson number 4. I'll see you.